sure everything is on. All right. What's up, everybody? Hopefully the music is at a good sound. Let me see, just to confirm that we're live. All right, we're live. We're live on here too. All right. This is looking good. It's looking pretty sweet. All right, send that notey. Awesome. What's up, JDX? How you doing, bro? Hitting that starter club shuffle. Hey, you already know. What's up, David the Writer? What's up, Oren? You know I know how to two-step. I'm still waiting on that knight f6 from the master game. Dude, look at the game yourself. You know more about technology than me. What do you mean? All right, let's get it cracking. I gotta get TikTok up and going. Let me see. I think it's. Is it good? Oh, there's like a whole. I didn't even set up the board yet, bro. Hopefully you can hear me. What's up? Yo, what are we doing today? We're doing a master lesson today. Again, Emperor, what's up? My low pro, how you doing? I see you've been having fun in the Discord. I'm glad. Welcome to the H1 family. So here's what we got here. Did a lot of skits with Kagan. I don't know if you know who Kagan Trough is, but did a lot of skits with him. What's up? Yes, sir. Looking at some games from the tournament, I guess. Well, we haven't actually got any games through email. Probably need to formulate the. We're just gonna do a lesson today. Just watch the ads. Now I can hear you. What's up? Hey, David the Writer. What's up, man? How you doing? Well, how you doing? Actually, before we get started, I don't feel comfortable unless I'm wearing a hoodie. Give me 1 second. I feel like I always need to wear a hoodie. I feel like always. If I'm not wearing a hoodie, who am I? Jackie Chan, who am I? Like, if I'm not wearing a hoodie, who am I supposed to be? If I'm not wearing a hoodie, who am I supposed to be? It's so hot here in Africa, man. You're in Africa? Are you serious? All right. Bro, we was playing tag on the phone, man. Just to let you know. I was trying to hit you up. I don't know where you was. Also, warmer. Europe? You're in Europe right now? North Africa? That is crazy. We got everybody in this stream. Let's go. All right. It's time to get it started. Oh. Are we still good? Okay, we're still somewhat good. Netherlands? Hey! I didn't get a notification. It's all good though. Okay, bet. I should have just texted you before I called you back. Should have just texted you. It's warm in Cali. Dude, we got everybody. What's up, Epic Elias? It's been a while since you've been in here. We got Jessica. Okay, since we got everybody in here, let's start the lesson right quick. Actually, before I turn on TikTok, I almost fell. I don't think anybody noticed, but yeah, I just almost fell. Dude, you already know, bro. I'm at that age where if I fall once, I'm just kidding. I'm not that old. Come on, bro. Come on. I don't want y'all going along with that ideology. All right, I'm not that old. If I fall, bones break. Bones break. So we got this game here that I wanted to go over. Do anybody in the chat know? Wait a minute. I'm gonna start TikTok now. I'm gonna start TikTok. Okay. Does anybody in the chat know who Tigran Petrosian is? Does anybody know? Wait, yesterday you said you don't have FIDE. Yeah, I don't have a FIDE rating. We finna go to KFC. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is a chess lesson. Isn't there an opening named after that guy? Tigran Petrosian? There probably is. There probably is an opening named after that guy. What's up, TikTok? How you doing? Hopefully you guys are doing well too. Oh, wait a minute. It's not even on. TikTok isn't even on. We finna eat. Bro, what? Hey, bro, you need to learn some manners over there. So we're gonna have to. You need to learn some manners, Adolf. You can't just come into the. I don't know what you mean. We're gonna see though. I don't know what you mean by those comments. If you need a mod, I got you. Let's go. Petrosian. I forgot what the Petrosian variation was though. Anyway, before we start the lesson, let me get my stick out. All right, so we are going to go over this game. Let me get the names right quick. Let me get the names. Tigran Petrosian against Ludek Pacman. Not Pac-Man, Ludek Pacman. All right, hopefully I'm saying the names correctly. But anyway, let's get started. So we are the white pieces, and we're trying to figure out the best moves for white. What do you think white started off with? Let's get at it again. And make sure that you like the stream if you're on YouTube immediately, all right? We need more engagement, more people in here so that you can get this chess knowledge, chess wisdom, and chess understanding, all right? So let's go. Let's go. Come on. B4 is crazy. We're not doing no orangutan opening. Oh, wait, bro, it's 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. Mod me? What do you mean mod? It's okay, Jessica. It's fine. Everybody in the Twitch chat is fine. It's just the YouTube chat is kind of a little bit doing too much. Guess he was battling ghosts on the chessboard. What do you
followed
mean?
Your channel.
For children. He played D4. Nope, we don't got D4. And just to let everybody know, if you guess the best move, you're gonna get a shout out by yours truly, your boy H1. So let's get started. 2 minutes is a long time. Some would say you just go to a different platform. Like literally, you can skip the ads and you can go to Twitch, you can go to YouTube, you can go to TikTok, you can go wherever you want to go. So you don't even have to watch the ads. You can just have that mug on. Knight to F. Jessica, you are correct. So we got this move Knight to F3 here. This game started off with Knight to F3. After Knight to F3, we have this move C5. And then what do you think is the next move that was played here? Usually if somebody plays Knight to F3, they're planning on doing what? What opening are they planning on doing? Or they might just go into like regular D4 stuff. But black plays C5, and so no D4. My low pro, you are correct. Jessica, you're correct. Who else is correct? Asago, you're correct. All right, so we got the next move, which is G3, trying to form a fianchetto on the king side here. And so black was like, okay, you're trying to form a fianchetto on the king side. That makes sense. I'm just gonna develop my pieces because we're still in the opening phase of the game where we should be developing our pieces, castling, and getting our rooks touching at least, or getting our rooks on the open files in the game, and putting the queen at a desirable spot. So after Knight to C6, what do you think white played next here after Knight to C6? What do you think? We're the white pieces. We're trying to figure out the best moves of this Grandmaster game. Hopefully you can see the board. Let me just check the camera right quick. Okay, y'all should be able to see the board. But this opening is boring. This game is not boring. The opening can be boring, but if both players is going for a win, then you can make the game exciting. And so after this, dangerous one, you are correct. Bobby, you're correct. Vito, you're correct. So we got this next move, bishop to g2, and the only reason why we defeated Keto on chess is to take control of the longest diagonal on the board, which is the h1 to a8 and the a1 to h8. That's the only reason why we defeated Keto. And so after bishop to g2, we have this next move by the opponent, g6. And so they're trying to copycat us. What do we do next? How can we keep on like developing our pieces and getting our king to safety and whatnot? How do we keep on doing that? What do you want to do here? My coach was friends with Bobby Fischer. Your coach was friends with Bobby Fischer? Nolan, you better not be lying, Nolan. You better not be lying. Castle, Bobby said castle. Owen said castle. Asago said castle. All you correct. We should be castling in chess, getting the king to safety, getting the king at home, watching Netflix, chilling, and maybe eating some tacos or something. Anyway, after castle kingside in this position, Black was like, okay, that's fine. Nothing is going crazy in this game, not yet at least. And so they did bishop to g7 to Keto to take control of this longest diagonal. So now white is trying to take control of the longest diagonal on the light squares, and black is trying to take control of the longest diagonal on the dark squares. After bishop to g7, what is the next move? What type of structure is white trying to do here? What do you think? You're Tigran Petrosian. You're a strong grandmaster. Jay, notification, 808 beats. Arnitz, thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. So after bishop to g7, what are we doing next? c3, we got to develop the rest of our pieces. The only problem is, how do we do so? What's the structure that we're going for? c3 is cool. c3 is cool, but maybe we want to put our knight on c3. You never know. We got to be very flexible with the pawns that we push, because every time we push a pawn, we change the whole structure of the game. d4 is a little bit insane. Okay. I like the aggression though, but d4, c takes on d4. The bishop, they're protecting the pawn. We're just losing stuff. My low pro, you are correct. Is anybody correct over here? Asago, you're correct too. So we got this next move, d3. d3, very flexible opening, hyper modern system, right? This is a hyper modern opening where we're not trying to do moves like e4, d4. We're trying to counterattack in the center once we get into the middle game. After e6, nobody did the move e5, e4, d4, or d5. Nobody's trying to target the center at all. We're targeting the center with pieces instead of our pawns first. After e6, what do you think is the next move that white does here? After e6. e4 is crazy. Barack said e4 is crazy. Is e4 crazy? Is e4 crazy? For AJ, welcome back. I notice you. I see you. Thank you for being here. All right. Bishop d2, knight c3. Nope. The move that was played, you are correct, e4. And you're gonna see why this move e4 is played. You're gonna see why. Because you might be confused. Aren't we supposed to control the diagonal? Well, don't the move e4 blocking the bishop on g2. You're gonna see how this game works out. This is a very popular type of system. It kind of is resembling a King's Indian attack in chess. And so after e4, knight g to e7, and then what do we have next here? What are we doing? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to achieve in this chess game? You told me, Gary, hey, if I miss your comment, and thank you for the donuts, if I miss your comment, pat yourself on the back. It's always important to be your own best cheerleader, okay? Like, it's always important to do that. I can't see everything. Knight to c3, okay, so I get that. No, I was telling the chat, oh, okay, bet. c5, maybe c3, bishop g5, okay, good. Bishop g5, okay, good moves, I see that. We need like a really solid move. And we got Bobby Fischer in the chat right now. That's his username, of course. He got it correct. Rook to e1. What is going on with white structure? Why would they do rook to e1? Well, let's continue on with this game. After rook to e1, castle kingside, what's next? Why do we do a move as rook to e1? Why do we do this move rook to e1 in this structure? This is an aggressive type of setup that white has here. Now we need to figure out the plans of what we're trying to do next. Bishop to e3, queen e2. Yeah, for AJ, you are correct. Braden, you are correct. What else? We're trying to control the center, that is true. And now we do this move, e5. e5 to cut off the bishop, and we're gaining a little bit more space in the center. And so after e5, black is going to have to respond to this some way. And they did this move d6, challenging that pawn on the e5 square. And now we got a decision to make. Do we protect the pawn more? Do we take? Do we leave the pawn there and just develop our knight to c3? Like, what do we do here in this position? And thank you for all the follows. I do appreciate it. And hey, shout out to US Chess for having me here in Orlando, Florida, at Supernationals, because it's been a fun time. This is the last day of these type of lessons. I do these lessons all the time, but this is gonna be the last day in Orlando, Florida, doing these lessons on the weekend. Winter Zero, thank you for the follow. All right, bishop f4, bishop f4. A lot of people saying bishop f4. That makes sense because you are protecting the pawn. That does make sense. Bishop f4, George, thank you for the follow. Fives, S, thank you for the follow. Bobby Fischer, you're correct. I'm looking at all the chat. My low pro, you are correct. We got the E takes on D6 in the position. After E takes on D6, queen takes on D6, and then what else do we have next? How do we develop the rest of our pieces? We did open up this diagonal back with the bishop, but that doesn't matter because we are gaining space in squares where we can put the rest of our pieces. So what is the right way how to develop our rook, our knight, and our bishop? Well, there's not really. This bishop do have some squares that we could develop it at, but let's try to see the setup that Tigran Petrosian took. Bishop to f4 makes sense. Knight a3. Knight a3 does make sense because you want to hit the queen with knight to c4, but he actually did a different direction than that. And my low pro, you are correct. Is anybody else correct? I see you. I see you. Thank you for sharing the live, Meg. Make sure let's get the likes to 10K likes on TikTok, and then on YouTube, let's get the likes up there too. If you stayed in here even more than a minute or so, then I'm doing my job. So let's get the likes up there. B3. KD2, the king cannot go to D2, so if you say KD2, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So if you do ND2, then I know you're referring to the knight. Knight B to D2 is the move here. Pretty much doing the same thing like what Bobby Fischer said with knight to A3 going to C4, but now we have two squares that we can consider. The knight going to E4 hitting the queen and the knight going to C4 hitting the queen. Flexibility is very important in chess. So after knight b d2, queen moved back to c7. Why not? And then we have what next? What do we do? What's the plan? What should we be deciphering here? Knight c4. Okay, I get that. Cutting with grace, thank you for the follow. What is the next move here in this position? What do you think? Queen e2, c3. We're moving the rook. People saying d4, c4. No, it's none of those moves. It's none of those moves. It's not knight to d4. You can't. It's not definitely knight to d4. We can't do knight to d4. What's another move? Knight to e4. Well, we actually is going to target a piece. Usually Grandmasters always looks for forcing moves. Where's my board at? Forcing moves. I wrote this the other day. Checks, captures, and threats. And Noah, my boy Noah is right. My boy Noah is right in the chat. Knight to b3, attacking the pawn on c5 because that pawn is just out there, right? That pawn is just out there doing trying to do a job, but now it's a target. And so after knight to d4, I'm guessing that if after like b6, he was trying to make him do b6 to open up the diagonal. But now we got this move knight to d4. After knight to d4 in this position, what happens next? What happens next? What's the plan? How can we create more threats? How can we force the opponent to respond to our plans instead of the other way around? Bishop to f4. Dangerous one. You are correct. So, oh my goodness, what was that? After bishop to f4, attacking the queen on c7, the queen has to move somewhere because you can't do e5. Queen to b6 in this position. Now what happens? We're the white pieces. We're trying to figure out exactly what's going on here and where to put our pieces. And to put our pieces on good squares. So what are we doing here in this position? If you're just now joining, we're trying to figure out the best moves for the white pieces. This is going to be a 2-hour lesson. Well, it's going to be like one hour and 30 minutes now, but this is a 2-hour lesson of us going over master games. So if you got the time to do the 2-hour lesson, good. Let's get to it. If you don't, that's fine. Drop that follow so that you could be here next time for a lesson. C3, bishop d6. Thank you for following. Make sure that you share the live too. We're almost at 10K likes on TikTok. And it opens up the bishop. What's up, Stay Hard? How you doing? Now pawn is blocked. You can play knight fd2. Knight fd2 is very interesting to open up the bishop on g2. He actually did do something similar to that, but that it's not the move that Tigran Petrosian played. What masters played this? Tigran Petrosian as the white pieces versus his opponent Ludek. Bishop to e5, knight d4, not knight to d4. I'm gonna give y'all 15 more seconds to figure. Oh, somebody got it. Blake Dellis, you are correct. So we got this next move, knight to e5, opening up the bishop, just like what that one user said. Basically the same move, but a little bit more aggressive than moving our pieces backwards. And so after knight to e5, knight takes on b3, and then what do we do next? What's the move? What's the best move in this position to keep the advantage? What's the best move? I said that first. Well, good job to you if you said it first. Thank you for the donos. I appreciate it. Knight to c4. We're trying to figure out the best moves for white. A takes on b3, knight d7. Y'all trying to do knight to d7. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Knight to c4. My low pro, you saying knight to c4. What is the best move? Drum roll, please. And then we got this move, this intermezzo move, knight to c4. Instead of just looking at okay, I can do A takes on b3. That is true. I can do C takes on b3. Instead of just looking at these two moves, let's broaden our horizon and think about, okay, what else should I do? And that's how you expand your chess knowledge. And so that's why knight to c4 is the best move in the position. You're attacking the queen, so if they want to take the rook, that's fine, we get queen. So after knight to b5, we get queen in the knight back. After knight to b5, now what do we do? Because their pieces are kind of looking awkward in this position, and you're gonna see why. We're gonna take advantage of that. Loser. Why is your username that, first of all? And secondly, you're here because you're gonna gain chess knowledge. Knight d6. Okay, so I see y'all want to attack the queen again. Okay, y'all got the candidate moves down packed. Good job on that. Good job on that. But honestly, we're gonna do something else. Winter Zero, you're correct. A takes on b3. Just taking that pawn back. Our knight is on a perfect square right now. We're opening up our rook on the A file. So this is pretty interesting. So after A takes on b3, a5, and then what? What happens next in this position? What do you think? a5, we got tension along the A file, all right? We got tension along the A file, but can we do something else in the center? Because there's a lot of squares that we can penetrate in the position. There's a lot of squares, but we're gonna have to figure out the best moves here. My low pro, you're correct. Knight d6, okay, y'all still want to attack the queen. The knight is actually at a perfect spot presently at this moment. So let's use our other pieces to try to force our opponent to make a mistake. Queen d2 makes sense. Winter 0, you're correct. All right, cool. Hey, it's fine to copy, all right? If you find the answer, that's all that matters. Bishop to d6, attacking the knight on e7, another threat into the position. Keep the initiative in chess if you can. Usually the person that keeps the initiative goes on to have a superior position and wins the game. And so after bishop to f6, this pin is still live on this diagonal. So what happens next? And just to let you know, just to let everybody know, this game ends in 5 more moves. This game ends in 5 more moves. Crazy. Like, you might be thinking, this looks like a very normal position, but this is actually a losing position for the black pieces. But we need to keep the initiative going. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Bobby Fischer, Asago. Yep, you are all correct. All right. Michael Gadd, you're correct too. That's a new face. Pranay, you're correct. Queen to f3. Now we're attacking the bishop on f6. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Now we're attacking the bishop on f6. They're going to have to do something about it. They can't just move their bishop to a random square. So they do this move, king to g7. Right? King g7. After king g7, which is a mistake, what is the best move here in this position? What is the best move? What do you think? This game ends in 4 more moves now. Now you don't know what to play? All right. This is very sketchy for the black pieces. What if I told you that white is up based off of Stockfish, based off the computer, white is losing by like 6 points at this present moment? Easy? What's easy about it? Rook sacker? Y'all trying to sack the rook? Where y'all trying to sack the rook at? Where y'all trying to sack the rook? Bro, I am top. You are correct. So in this game, he did miss the best move in this position, but he did this move rook to e4 first. And after rook to e4, the game continued with rook to d8. And now I'm gonna give y'all another chance to find the best move. I didn't say the best move on purpose. I want everybody else to guess it. Thank you for all the follows too. I like it. American Pegasus, thank you for the follow. Scar, thank you for the follow. Walk-in, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Asago, there we go. My low pro, you got it. It still works. This is disgusting. Ben, you got it. In this position, you have to start looking at all your sacrifices, because if you don't do the opportunity that arises in the match, you're gonna potentially give it up and either draw or lose the position. That's why you even gotta consider moves like queen takes on f6, checking the king on g7. The king is not gonna move back because this is completely losing if they keep the queen on the board. That's why king takes on f6 happened in the game. After king takes on f6, what do we play next? What's the purpose of why we sack the queen? What are we doing here? How do we keep the game going in this position? Grinder, thank you for the follow. Tom, thank you for the follow. Lauren, done. There we go. This is really good. We got a lot of people in here. Make sure that you like the stream. Thank you. Yeah, you got it right. All right. So bishop to e5 was the go, and now we're drawing the king out of their little castle, out of their little home. And usually when you do this, they're going to be checkmated pretty soon. And so the king moved to g5, not f5, g5. After the king moved to g5, the opponent resigned in this next move. The opponent resigned. And we're going to go over the checkmate that they have in 5 moves after this last one. After this last move is played, we're going to go over the checkmate. Bishop h3, h4. There we go. There's one move that's quicker than the others. There is a lot of good moves here since the king is on g5. But the best move that somebody said here, Fadewin, Omar, who else? Who else said it? Best chess player, 3, 1, 2. Good job. The best move is bishop to g7, making sure this king never goes back home to the h6 to the f6 squares. And now this king is helpless. The opponent resigned at this moment because of this checkmate in 4 moves now. And so after bishop to g7, we have, let's say, okay, so the opponent has to do something crazy like rook takes on d3. Let's say, just to stop the checkmate, they do something crazy. Rook takes on d3. Let's just go over this first. What is the best move? What is the best move? Rook e5. Y'all trying to do rook e5. That makes sense. Rook takes on d3. What is the best move right now? Check. Y'all really trying to get this checkmate. I get that. But this is so bad for black. This is so bad for black. We don't have to deliver a check right away. We don't have to deliver a check right away. This is so bad for black. We don't have to deliver a check right away. h4, e4 to e8, bishop h3, rook e1. All right. I see everybody's confused. I gave you a big hint, a Fadewin, you're correct. So, Fadewin got it. C takes on d3. Just get that rook out the way. We don't try to confuse things, right? After C takes on d3, let's say they try to defend against all of our checks with knight to f5. What's the best move right now? And you will get a shout out if you guess the best move for the white pieces. You will get a shout out. Keep it simple. I like it. Exactly. Just keep it simple. If they want to give us pieces, if they want to sack the whole camp so that we don't get checkmate, just take them all. Take all the pieces. We don't want them getting anything. Oh, crap. Somebody doing stuff. Yeah, you're instant ban. Instant ban. You're ruining the flow of the chess lesson. Just to talk about your dang crypto. G4. There we go. Whoever said the move H4, you are correct. All the players that said H4, given this check, you are correct. After H4, knight takes on H4. And then what is played here? What is played here after knight takes on H4? It's about time to reroute the knight to hit it involved in an attack. Oh, we're almost done. We're almost there. Who's trying to play G4 after knight takes on the H4? I joined late. Oh, we got another game. Trust me. So you'll be good. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Yes. So Winter Zero, you're correct too. G takes on H4, checking the king. Do not overcomplicate this. There is checkmates everywhere. First of all, what is the checkmate if the king goes to f5? What cool checkmate do you want to do? There's several. Put out all the checkmates in the chat. I want to see all the different checkmates. Krish, you got it. Bishop h3. Rook e5 is not checkmate. The king can still go to g4. You're wrong. You are wrong. Knight e4. The knight cannot go to e4 because the rook is on e4. Knight e3. There we go. Knight e3. Checkmate. So the only checkmates that I see is bishop h3 and knight e3. And then if the king goes to h5, where are the checkmates now? What checkmates do we have? Or is it? I think it's just one. At this moment, it's just one. All right. So black is spared. Did we get a raid? Make sure to shout out the person if we got a raid. Hey, let's go. Bishop, yeah, Noah, you're correct. Everybody's correct. All you got to do is find the one check in the position, which is bishop to f3. attacking the king on h5, and this is checkmate. That's why after bishop to g7, the opponent resigned, and Tigran Petrosian was the victor. All right, let me do my, there we go. I got to do the Final Fantasy music because, you know, that's the best music for victory. Anyway, just to let you know, I am streaming on 2 different platforms. On Twitch, my Twitch handle is H1Chess. I am going to continue on to another game. My Twitch handle is H1Chess. My YouTube is Chess Knowledge with H1. If you want to follow the stream over there or get a horizontal view on Twitch. Now, thank you to US Chess for having me here, and then, you know, because I'm here at Supernationals in Orlando, Florida at the present moment. I wouldn't be able to do this weekend stream if it wasn't for them. So congrats to them, and thank you for having me here. This is pretty exciting. And I had a good time too. This is the last day, and I'm really sad. I wanted to talk and play chess and talk crap to more people. Because people be trash talking in chess, like a lot. Like, don't you lose a game or you're getting trash talked every single time by some like 9-year-old.
46 followed your channel.
Let's go. Okay, so we got another game that I wanted to go over. And this next game is gonna be a Bobby Fischer game. This next game is gonna be a Bobby Fischer game. I can't compete. This is for like kids, like it's K through 12. So I got a wife and kids. I got a wife and kids.
1409 followed your channel.
You know what I mean? I'm 26. If you didn't notice, I'm 26. Been married for 7 years. So I think I'm past my prime to try to compete in this. But this is just something for them, so that they can like learn something from the tournament. But let's do this next game that is a Bobby Fischer game. Let's do this next game. And if you have time for another lesson, this stream is going to be going for 1 hour and 30 minutes. So let's get it. If you got another hour to spare, stay. Okay, so we got this next game here. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I found this Bobby Fischer game. And this is one of his most popular games, okay? It's one of his most popular games. I like how you just throw the pieces. I'm down. Let's get it. What do you think Bobby Fischer's first move was? What opening does he usually use in chess? What do you think his first move was? You're doing good stuff. Keep up the educated, bro. Yeah, no problem. Yes, we're talking about Bobby Fischer. Far AJ, you're correct. Ubad, you're correct. Done, I think you meant to say E4, so you're correct. E4 was the move that Bobby Fischer played. And so after E4, E5, and then what else do we have? Not E5, E6, my bad. After E4, E6, and the opponent's trying to go into a French defense. And I'm guessing Bobby Fischer didn't like that. And so he decided to play something else, a new structure that I actually already set the name of this structure in the last game, but let's get it. It's up to y'all to figure out. D4, B3, D4, D4. I'm seeing a lot of D4s here. No, he did not go into the main line of the French defense. That is not what he did here in this position. Bishop C4, Knight C3, Knight G4, Moroxi bind. Now he didn't play C4. No C4. I'm gonna give y'all about 15 more seconds to try to figure it out. And we're trying to figure out the best moves for the white pieces. And it's Bobby Fischer against his opponent. I cannot say his name. His name is Hamsarin. Lahamsarin? I don't know how to say his name. His name is too hard. Not G3. Not G3. Knight G3 is crazy since, you know, the knight doesn't even move like that. So Knight G3 is a little bit crazy, unless you're meaning Knight to F3. Emperor, you are correct. So instead of doing D4, which is the main line of the French defense, we did this move D3. Why would Bobby Fischer do D3? Well, let's continue on with the game. After D3, Knight to, not Knight, D5, and then what else did white play here? After D5, putting pressure on this pawn on E4. What else was played here in this position? Knight to d5, b3, g3. What else was played in this position? What do you think? Best chess player 312. You are correct. William, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Knight to d2. Protecting that pawn, making sure that they don't want to like trade queens. You already know Bobby Fischer does not want to trade queens. He wants to attack you. Not as much as Mikhail Tal. We already went over those games this weekend. Not as much as him. But he still wants to attack the black pieces. Not white, but black did this move knight to f6 to put added pressure on this pawn on e4. What did white play next? What do you think? What did white play next? F3? No, not F3. Way too passive. We need to figure out the structure that we're trying to get. Bobby Fischer is correct in the chat. How is he in the chat and we're going over a game by him? Anyway, we got this next move, G3 in the position. G3 forming a fianchetto just like the last game. So we're kind of getting like the same structure of the last game that we just watched. Interesting enough. After G3, C5, and then what? What was played next after C5? E5, knight to F3, F3, makes sense. All right, so everybody got it correct. If we're gonna fianchetto, you might as well just immediately fianchetto. And so that's why after C5, nobody's scared of whatever black got going on. We're gonna keep on doing the opening principles, bishop G2, putting this knight somewhere and castling kingside. Unless they're threatening something that is crazy, we don't have to even think about it. So after bishop to G2, knight to C6, what else was played here after knight to C6? Because we do need to get our pieces out there. Rook to B1 is crazy. We're not doing rook to B1. H, thank you for the follow. Adam, thank you for the follow. La, thank you for the follow. Yeah, let's get it. Knight to E2. King cannot go to F3. If you do K F3, I'm gonna think that you think that the king can hop to F3. Now, knight is in, not K. Hello, Ben Zalo, what's up? F4. F4 is a little bit crazy. It is a playable move, but that's not what Bobby Fischer played. Eric, you are correct. So to do the notation of knight to F3, it is capital N, F3. Knight is capital N, king is capital K. After knight to F3, bishop to E7, and then what do we have next here in this position after bishop to E7? What do we do? We got to finish our development so that we can start attacking the opponent. We are the white pieces. We're trying to figure out the best moves for them. What are we doing next here in this position? Yeah, everybody should know. Everybody should know. We're not castling queenside. I seen that one person with the extra circle. I seen you. We're not castling queenside. We're castling kingside, and they castled kingside too. They copied us. And so after castling kingside, we got this King's Indian attack type of structure. And you're gonna realize why it's called the King's Indian attack. It's a very aggressive opening for the white pieces. Even though it doesn't start out as aggressive, you're gonna see all the tactics that's about to blow your mind that Bobby Fischer played. Rook to E1. Not rook to E1. Why are y'all talking about Kia? Why are you putting a link in the chat? We're going over a game right quick. H1. King H1. No, I'm playing. It's not King H1. Yeah, so we got this crucial move here. And Bobby Fischer found it. Who else? 1983 found it. Who else got it? Oh yeah, okay. I guess that's an abbreviation for the King's Indian attack. That is true. Yeah. E5, attacking a knight on F6. Why do we do E5 in this position? We're gonna figure that out really soon, because after knight F to D7, they're attacking this pawn twice. We gotta defend the pawn one more time, and how do we do so? How do we defend that pawn one more time? What's up, Fando? How you doing? Hello. Rook to E1, rook to E1. Everybody saying rook to E1. Good job. Everybody saying rook to E1. There you go. Rook to E1, defending that pawn one more time. And make sure that you're liking the stream if you're new here. If you just now joined it, like the stream. Like, just on TikTok, let's get to 20K. And on YouTube, you know, do you. But I'm going to be looking for the likes. Anyway, after rook to E1, where's my stick at? Rook to E1 is defending the pawn on E5. So after rook to E1, we have this next move by the opponent B5. And usually, with this type of structure, we're trying to attack on the king side, and they're going to be focused on the queen side. So we need to start like setting up where we want to put our pieces. Now, there's a specific way of how we need to attack on the king side, though. If you know this opening, you know. If you don't know this opening, you will be thoroughly confused. So what is the best move to start off with? And thank you for the donos one more. I do appreciate it. I see you. And thank you for the follows on Twitch. I see you too. I see you too. Well, yeah, so this is it's chess.com stream too. Why not queen c7, winning the pawn? Why not queen c7? Queen c7 is not winning the pawn. Queen c7 is not winning the pawn. There are tactics with like bishop to f4 that could potentially happen, pinning the knight to the queen. And so it's not really that simple to win that pawn on the e5 square. Oh, but anyways, good game. What's going on here? How do we try to attack on the king side in this position? Noah Blanco, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. A3, C3, knight B3. I'm gonna give y'all 15 more seconds to figure out the best move here, the move that was played. Rainy day, we got it. So, I know this is counterintuitive, but you're gonna get how we're going to attack the king side. But knight to F1 was the move that was played by Bobby Fischer. Knight to F1. We need to figure out where to put our knight. And now our bishop is out. So if we need to put our bishop on F4, we can. If we need to do some sacrifices on H6 with the bishop on C1, we can. And they continued on with their move B4 because they are trying to attack on the queen side. How do we start an attack on the king side? Let's see some veterans in the chat right now. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? My low pro, I can't join right now. I'm not even on the computer. Just send it to me on chess.com. Knight G5, Knight G5. Okay, so a lot of people saying Knight to G5 right now. But remember, Knight G5, Bishop takes on G5, Bishop takes on G5, Queen takes on G5. That's losing a piece. So we can't do that exactly yet. We can't do that yet. My chess.com is H1 Chess on Twitch. That's my chess.com account. Knight G5, Bishop F4. For AJ, you are correct. So this, Bobby Fischer, you're correct too. So this is how we attack on the king side with this specific structure, with the King's Indian attack. We hit them with this move H4 first. And this is a very crucial move to do. And it's confusing now, but you're gonna see the movements that Bobby Fischer make. So after H4, what is the next move that is played here? After H4, A5, what is the next move that is played by white? I can't draw. Thank you for the follow. Levi, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I was going to guess that, but thought it was too risky. Nope, we're trying to attack on the king side while they're trying to attack on the queen side. So we need to start going. We need to develop our pieces too. Bishop H3, that's attacking the wall. We cannot do bishop to H3. We need to develop our next piece. We need to develop our next piece. How do we do that? G5. Oh, don't. The pawn can't go up twice. The pawn cannot go up twice. Let me give y'all a hint. Mark. Okay, Mark got it. So we got this next move. Bishop to F4. Defending this pawn and setting up for some nastiness that we're going to see in the future. I know. I keep on saying that, but you're really about to see it. So after A4, Bobby Fischer decided to actually do some prophylactic chess at this moment. So what is the move here that we can play? What is the move here? Thank you for the follow. And for all the people that is following, you will get a shout out. If you like the stream, you will get a shout out. Because I'm just a chill guy. Anyway, not knight to g5. We're gonna play some prophylactic chess to slow this pawn storm down on the queen side. How can we do that? Xylo, you're correct. Centauri, thank you for the follow, appreciate
Silent
it.
Moonmate, follow
General,
your channel.
so we got this move a3 here. a3 just to slow this pawn storm down on the queen side. Silent Moonmate, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. So after a3, b takes on a3, and I'm just gonna play the obvious move. B takes on a3. We're not doing rook takes on a3. And now they do got an open B file to work with. And they're still trying to attack on the queen side, so they played this move knight to a5. Is it the best move? It's not, but that's the move that they decided. Now it's time for us to get our pieces mobilized on the king side. How do we do that? How do we do that? And Yuki, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the follows. I appreciate it. How many times can I say I appreciate it? I don't know. Are you streaming on Twitch too? Yes, so for everybody to know, I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok at the same time. So I'm looking at all the chats, and you know, the slower chat is Twitch and YouTube, and like the faster one is usually like TikTok, which is crazy. Knight to f2. What is the next move here? I'm looking at the chat right now. What do you think is the next move? Knight f to h2. So sometimes this is the right move to make, and I'm pretty sure that's still good too. But they actually went another way, because we do knight f to h2. And who said that? Oh, what's up, Yuki? How you doing? General? Yeah. So the general said knight f to h2. We usually do knight f to h2 to bring the knight to g4 to maybe do some sacrifices with knight to h6. But they actually went a different way. What is that different way? Bobby Fischer, you are correct. Key V, you're correct. So they did the move knight to e3, which is towards the center and just a smidget better, I would say, because now the knight is in the center and it's a little bit more flexible than doing the move knight f to h2. After this, we have a bishop to a6, and then what was played next here? Because if we slow down, they're just going to win. We need to now get our bishop, our lonely bishop on g2, into the attack. We need to get our lonely bishop on g2 into the attack. How do we do that? We need this bishop to be at least attacking something, right? Yeah, so now we do this move bishop to h3. We didn't do it before because it wasn't useful at that moment. But sometimes this tactic of bishop takes on e6 could work, especially preventing them from ever pushing up to f6 at the present moment. Of course, they could do f5, but then we can en passant, and maybe this pawn will be super weak. So that's some good prophylactic chess that we can do. And then we did it after they moved the bishop to a6. And now if they want to take advantage of the light squares, they would have to commit a move back to b7. And we don't really know if they're going to do that or not. So after bishop to h3, d4, attacking the knight on e3, what happens next? Where do we put that knight? Where do we put that knight? What do we do? We're white. Knight to g5. Knight to g5 is crazy. Knight to g4. Samer is saying knight to g4. All right, so the best move actually is knight to g4. Bobby Fischer, he played knight to f1, so either one is good. Either one is fine. All right, so you can give yourself a point if you got either one. And then after knight to f1, knight to b6, and then what? What do we play next? We got to go aggressive in the position. And Eric, you're good. My Lupro, hey, see you later, man. You're not, hey, we're all trying to learn together. You see all the people that's in the chat with you? We're all trying to learn at the same time. We're the white pieces. We're trying to play like Bobby Fischer. And now it's about that time to go really aggressive. Really aggressive. So Key V, you're correct. Vale Couture, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Who else? Aquavo, thank you for the follow. Stream is doing that lagging thing again. Knight to G5 was the move that was played here. After knight to G5, which is the best move in the position. And yeah, just to let y'all know, I mean, I'm streaming on other platforms, so if it's laggy over there, just go to somewhere else. Knight G5, knight goes to D5 in this position, and then what else is played?
Studio followed your channel.
What else was played here? Because this knight is threatening to take this bishop on F4. Well, it's a lag on TikTok, so that's why I'm telling them that. DJ, thank you for follow. I appreciate it. Sky, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the donos too. Queen H5 is really aggressive. That's a really aggressive move right now. So after Ben, you got it correct. So Bobby Fischer actually played this move, bishop to D2 in this position. Because after bishop to D2, we don't want them to like break our pawn structure with G takes on F4. So we have this move, bishop takes on G5. And after this, we have bishop takes on G5, attacking the queen on D8, and then the queen moves to D7. After D7, after queen D7, what do we do next here in this position? What do we do next here in this position after queen D7? Now it's about that time to get the pieces over to the king side. Everybody wanted to do this move last move, but now it's the time to get our major pieces into the attack. Queen F3, okay, we're getting somewhere with queen to F3. We are getting somewhere. ALB, thank you, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you're staying. Zylo, okay, now you got it. Far AJ, now you got it. Queen to H5. Queen to H5. And now Black should be worried because all they got is one defender on the king side, and maybe two because the queen is a little bit over there. But this is kind of seeming a little bit troublesome. I would be worried if I was the black pieces. And they really don't have anything going on the queen side at the present moment. So after queen to H5, rook F to C8, and then what? What do we play? We need to get every single one of our pieces into the attack. Especially every single one of our minor pieces into the attack. EJR, thank you for the follow. Mads Hansen, thank you for the follow. I'm probably gonna restart the TikTok stream pretty soon if it's still lagging. So just to let you know, and I'm gonna restart it and then you can come back. But make sure that you follow when I restart so that you can come back and enjoy the lesson again. Knight H2. I get that move. I do get it. But he actually went a different direction with that knight. I'm a Copa. Thank you for the follow.
Your channel.
He actually did go knight to H2. Yeah, Far AJ, you're correct. So he actually went the other direction with the knight. Knight to D2 to land on this square, E4, and to be targeting these two squares, D6 and F6 in the future. That's what Bobby Fischer wanted. And so after knight to D2, knight to C3, what do we have next? What are we doing? How can we start our attack on the king side? Because literally, they don't have anything going on the queen side. And black is just trying to stop our knight for hitting the E4 square, which is prophylactic chess. That's really good chess. That's cool. So what's going on? Bishop G2, not Bishop G2. That would be hitting the rook, but then they could just do Bishop to B7 and hit our bishop back. We're trying to attack their king side, but we are not doing a pawn storm here. We're doing a piece attack. And usually with a piece attack on a castle king, we gotta sacrifice something. Knight e4, f4, not f4. Best chess player 312. You're good? Yeah, bro, we gotta restart the stream. Okay, I'm gonna restart the stream on TikTok right quick. I'll be right back. All right. But somebody said the best move in the chat, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. All right, that was a quick little restart. Cool. We're back. Anyway, after this move, knight to d2, knight to c3, we have this next best move, bishop to f6. Bishop to f6. Because usually, if we're trying to attack the opponent's king, we need to target these 3 pawns. We need to open up lines to the king. And by lines, we need to open up ranks, files, diagonals on the king so that we can deliver checkmate. And make sure that you like the stream too again, since the stream had to be restarted. Now, after bishop to f6, who's the opponent here? It's another grandmaster. After bishop to f6, which is a brilliant, we have this next move, queen to e8. And they need to like try to defend the best way possible. And they move their only defender to the c8 square. And so now there's really no defenders on the king side. We need to figure out how we're gonna finish off this game as the white pieces, because this is a superior position at this present moment. So what do we do here? How do we get into this position? We got into this position after knight to d2. The knight went to c3, stopping us from going to e4. And now we did bishop to f6, and they went queen to e8. Now it's white's turn again. What is the best move at this present moment? Not bishop g2. Now, why are you still trying to attack the rook? No, we want the king. We want checkmate. Checkmate overrules material always. King safety overrules material always. Pro Max, thank you for the recap. Yes, sir. Nah, so we can play e4. Dude, stop spamming the same thing or you're gonna get banned on TikTok. Queen g5, not queen g5 here. We need to bring more pieces to the attack. If they're going to allow our bishop to stay there, that's fine. When the queen went to e8, they was planning for queen to g5, because after queen g5, g6, queen h6, they have queen f8 to stop our checkmate on g7. They have the defense to stop our mate. So we can't just do the checkmate with the bishop and queen at the present moment. They got defenders. They're defending very well. General, you're correct. Artistic, you're correct. We need to drag in more pieces into the attack, and that's why knight to e4 was played. And after knight to e4, you cannot allow that knight to stay there. It's the knight staying there is crazy, because the knight is headed to the g5 square, and there's going to be more sacrifices. They're going to have to do g6. There's bishop takes on g7, potentially, maybe. There's too many stuff going on. And so that's why they... Wait a minute. They didn't take. But they did this move g6. If they would have taken, what I was about to say, if they would have taken a knight, rook takes on e4, rook g4 would be a nasty way to set up future attacks in the position. So that's why they did this move g6, attacking the queen on the h5 square. What do we do next? It also makes way for the rook e4. Yeah, it makes way for rook takes on e4, which would have added on the pressure on the attack on the king side. They didn't want to do that. Grind, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I like your chessboard. Nice. Hey, let's go. Hey, if you like my chessboard, make sure that you follow. Make sure that you like the stream. And make sure that you follow my YouTube and everything else. d6, queen h6. Queen g5. Yeah, so the queen is under attack. So the simple move is to get the queen out of the attack. For AJ, you're correct. The simple move is to get the queen out of the attack. And then now they're pretty much forced to take this knight on e4 because there's so many darks. I mean, once this bishop moves to e7, the knight is going to hop into f6, and there's a lot of things that could happen really badly if the knight stayed there on the e4 square. So now they're thinking to themselves, okay, if I take the knight now, I should be set. Do we take knight with pawn or with rook? Do we take knight with pawn or with rook? Queen g4, queen g5. I kind of like queen g5 because it leaves the potential opportunity of doing queen to h6. If they ever want to move their queen over to the queen side, they can't do that because we have queen to h6 threat. And so it's a little bit more powerful, and it doesn't block our bishop on the h3 square. Our bishop is keeping tabs on the e6 pawn. Rook. Yeah, so we are going to take, everybody that said rook, congrats. We are going to take the knight back with the rook to e4. Rook to e4 in this position. After rook takes on e4, c4, and then what else? What else was played? And just to let everybody know in the chat, this game ends in 5 moves. This game ends in 5 moves. How does it? Well, you're gonna have to figure out the moves to play to make sure that the opponent resigns. 1983, you're correct. Oscar, you're correct. Everybody got that attacking spirit. Usually, I love, if I need to attack, the helper on the H-file, Hector, is always going to be your favorite pawn, especially against a Fian kettle type of structure. We want to attack the G6 pawn. Why not push up Hector to H5 to get rid of the defenses of the king on G8? And so after H5, they just want to continue on crashing through the queen side because they know if they open up anything on the king side, they are going to get checkmated. So after, and plus they can't do G takes on H5 because of it's pinned to the king. Just for all the beginners to remember that. After C takes on E3, what happens next? How can we set some mating nets around their king? Nah, on this channel, H isn't Harry. I'm not gonna steal a Simon Williams thing. He's Hector here, all right? Unless I'm streaming with Simon Williams one day and then he's back Harry. But to me, he's Hector. He's Hector. What's up, human person, VA? How you doing? We actually did not do H takes on G6. Not at the present moment. We kept the tension on the board. We want to set up some type of mating net. Like, for example, wouldn't it be great if we could teleport our pieces? Like, this is kind of the vision of what we want. Using imagination in chess is really important. And so what do we need to do? Connor, there we go. We want our rook right here potentially, so that's why we do this move rook to h4, keeping the tension. And now instead of just doing like a one move thing at a time, we set up a combination with H takes on g6. If they do ever H takes on g6, we got rook h8, and the game is set, it's over, and we got several different sacrifices that can happen. And so after, it's kind of like Tetris attack. After rook to h4, what do we have next? They decided to defend with rook to a7. What do we play next? This game ends in 3 moves. W1 cent, thank you for the follow. Oscar, thank you for the follow. You know what's funny? This next move, some people in the chat isn't gonna like. This next move, some people in the chat is not gonna like. But we need to reroute our pieces, all of our pieces to the king side. This rook is defending, so the combination doesn't work with H takes on G6. Queen takes on G. Did somebody just say queen? Axel, I see you. Queen takes on G6. Queen takes on G6 for real. Queen H takes on G6. Hit me with it. All right. Some people in the chat have been suggesting this move for the past like 10 times, but he finally did it. And he did it so that we can reroute. Yo, let's go. He's like, of course I'm alive. No, Vita. Of course I'm alive. So this next move is not bishop takes on e6. It's actually not bishop takes on e6. But we need to reroute one piece into our favor. We need to reroute one piece into our favor. And I'm going to give you the move in like 15 seconds. I'm going to give y'all about 15 seconds. I already gave y'all about a minute. Queen h6, not queen h6, because after queen h6, they still have queen to f8, and that's why we need to bring more pieces into the attack, and Bobby Fischer played bishop to g2. Bishop to g2. Bishop to g2 when the rook isn't even along the diagonal anymore. But bishop to g2 is a special move. It's a very special move because we potentially want to do like bishop to e4 and attack on this diagonal. So after this, d takes on c2. And then what do we got? What do we have here? HB Chapman. Hey, he got it. He got it. I just got in. Can you explain what's the challenge, please? We're trying to figure out the best moves for the white pieces. We are Bobby Fischer going against our opponent, our grandmaster opponent. Pedre, Eric, you are correct. Gregory, you are correct. Queen to h6, threatening mate. And you're probably wondering, okay, so why does this work now instead of later? Well, after queen h6, queen f8 only moved to defend this mate. Now we have what? And the opponent actually resigned after seeing this move. The opponent actually resigned. And we're gonna finish off the game like they did not resign. What is the best move here for the white pieces? Thank you for the follow, Reese. I appreciate it. What is the best move here? General, you got it. Get picked, you got it. Krish, you got it. Brian, Jesse, you got it. Okay, cool, awesome. Everybody got it. Everybody got the sack. Queen takes on h7, opponent resigns, but let's go over it right quick. King takes on h7. Now, what is the best move in this position? What is the best move in this position? And this move forces mate into twice. And we're going to utilize this bishop on g2 now because this bishop on g2 is way better than when the bishop was on h3. That's why this works. Yes, everybody got it right. Everybody, literally. H takes on g6. And now black is gonna have to pick whatever, like, can I say pick their poison in chess, obviously. All right, hopefully TOS chill. If king goes to g8, what's the best move? We're not queenside castling, Angry Bird. We can't even queenside castle. You're just typing in random stuff. Yeah, so after king g8, rook h8 is checkmate. Bishop defends rook. King can't go up because bishop. King can't go to h7 because rook is covering the h-file in the pawn. And so that would be checkmate. Now, what happens after king takes on g6? And this is the reason why we did bishop to g2. This is the exact reason why we did bishop to g2. Shave, Eric, all of you got that too. Random stuff is how I get to 700. All right. What's your elo? I'm 2,300 in all-time controls on chess.com. Right. So we put the bishop on g2 to do this checkmate, bishop to e4. And yeah, this is a beautiful checkmate that Bobby Fischer did back in his day. And yeah, this was a pretty crazy game that Bobby Fischer accomplished here. And yeah, y'all did good. Black resigned because he didn't want to see this checkmate over the board. Can you show us the worst move? I just did both of the moves. What do you mean the worst move? Anyway, I'm standing all day. Anyway, yeah, that was pretty good. We got one more game that we're gonna do. This lesson is gonna last another 45 minutes. I am at Orlando, Florida at Supernationals. It's been pretty fun. It's been pretty good. And I appreciate US Chess for getting me here so that I can stream and do my thing that I love doing, which is coaching, teaching in chess. Now, we got one more game that I want to go over. One more game that I have prepared. Dude, I cannot bend over like I used to. All right. Woo! What's a chess table? This is the demo board. This is called a demo board. Or you could just call it the wall chessboard. Either one is fine. Either one is fine. All right. How's y'all day going? Is anybody here from Supernationals? Yeah, you are good at teaching. You all guys from USA. I am from the US, but we have people international here, which is crazy. We're getting old. I'm 23. You're not getting old. 23 isn't old. Don't let somebody call you old at 23. All right. Okay. Here we go. It's all set up for the last lesson. Steven, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, if you want to see this stream horizontally, I am on Twitch. My Twitch handle is H1Chess, just to let y'all know. You're from Germany? That's awesome. Shout out to hey, put where you living at. Serbia, we got Germany, we got Serbia, we got England, we got Europe, we got where's everybody at watching this stream from? Don't say your age and too much information. Like, I'm not trying to be responsible for any of y'all. All right. We got France, we got Poland, Norway, Spain, Bulgaria, Greece, well, Indonesian. Hey, let's go. Let's go. I like that. I want to visit all those places one of these days. I will come and visit. All right.
Follow your channel.
We'll set that up. All right. So, in this game, we will be the black pieces. We will be the black pieces. I know that's confusing for some people. I will put my address down. Please do not. I am not responsible for you. I'm telling you, do not do that. All right? Even if you're joking, I have to clarify. Do not do that. Not Africa. Okay. We got. No, somebody said they was from Africa too. We got Russian. We got Thailand. All right, cool. So we got everybody up in here. Got everybody. French. And your ELO, my ELO's like on chess.com is like 2,300 on all time controls. Anyway, we are going to be the black pieces. Today, we're trying to mimic. So the white pieces is Milko, Bobatsov. And then we got, as the black pieces, Mikhail Tal. We might as well just end this off with a Mikhail Tal game. Why not? Mike, you're 2,600. Let's go. We might as well end this off with a Mikhail Tal game, as the black pieces. Another crazy one from him. Let's go. Let's not capture pieces the whole game. Let's get it. And so the first move in this game was D4. D4. What do you think Mikhail Tal played first? What openings did he start with? Let's see. Mikhail Tal being bullied for the past few lessons. He's not. Mikhail Tal bullying for the past few lessons. I need to learn more. Knight to F. Okay, for AJ, you are correct. So we got this next move, knight to F6. Knight to F6, C4. And we're just getting a whole bunch of fianchettoing happening on the king side. A lot of people just fianchettoing. Oh, did my mouse die? My mouse died. Talk about on the computer too. I gotta replace it. Wait a minute. Give me a quick second. Actually, I don't need to replace it. Wait a minute. Actually, I need to replace it. I'll just replace it. Bear with me, all right? Bear with me. Got some technical difficulties. It should have been charged before. This is why Bluetooth stuff is just not dependable. Like, I know we're in the era where everything is being Bluetooth, but I still love my my wires. So after C4, I'm pretty sure somebody said this next move G6. I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna guess that y'all smart. And y'all, after I said my hint, you said G6. After G6, knight to C3, what is played next here in the position? What do y'all think? Yeah, usually during my normal streams, I play against viewers. We have chess tournaments, rapid tournaments every single Friday. So that is what happens. So if you join next time, we can play a game against one another. Bishop G7, Bishop G7. Okay, Gregory. Yep, Gregory got it. So Bishop to G7 and everybody else, we're trying to just develop pieces on the king side and eventually castle. So after Bishop to G7, E4, and then we have what? What next in the position? What do we have? Yeah? Arturo, nah, I don't know for real. That's somebody's username. Yeah, so we got a King's Indian defense type of structure. And so that's why we did this move D6. And yeah, we're gonna be going into a King's Indian defense type of structure. If you play this, then just know Mikhail Tal played your opening. White played F3 to solidify the center on E4. And the knight can't go to F3 anymore. That's what black is certain by. After F3, what do we do next? And you can pretty much play the structure against anything, and that's why it's pretty popular nowadays. Is this the 4 pawns attack? Not the 4 pawns attack, because they would have pushed up F4 instead of just pushing up the F pawn 1 square. Castles, castles, castles. Yeah, so black decides to get the king to safety with castles. With castles. After castles, and yeah, we're not playing, no E6 here. Castles, knight G to E2. We know that they wasn't gonna put the knight to F3. And then what happens next? And usually at this moment, we gotta decide between 2 moves. We gotta break up the center. And usually, black decides between either C5 or E5. Those are the 2 options. Usually the crazier games happen with E5. But C5 goes into like a Benoni defense type of structure with the King's Indian defense. It's still called the King's Indian defense. It just goes into like those tactical motifs in the Benoni defense type of structure. Ben, see you later, man. Go hang out with your friends. Have fun. Have a life. E5. Okay, so what is y'all saying? D zone. It's not trapped. The moment knight moves, it has a full diagonal. I'm guessing he's responding to somebody else in the chat. C5 was the move that was played here by Mikhail Tal to try to control the long diagonal. So after C5, bishop to E3, they're trying to go into some type of Maroczy bind type of structure, because if black would take on D4, then that would go into it, and then they would have to play like a hedgehog type of structure, if you know what those are. After bishop to E3, what happens? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What does black play next? XLR, thank you for the follow. Man, my feet hurt. I've been walking all weekend. I should have got the dang soles, the feet soles, so that I can just stand on my feet all the time. What about C5, knight C6? Knight C6 does make a lot of sense. He actually didn't move to knight c6, but you're getting somewhere. Y'all getting closer to the move that Mikhail Tal played. Y'all getting closer. Angel, you are correct. So we got this move, knight b to d7. Knight b to d7. And then after queen d2, this game is about to get crazy, because he's playing Mikhail Tal, and he's trying to be the most aggressive player in the game. And so after queen d2, what do you think Mikhail Tal played? because we gotta make sure that we know that, all right, if white ever castles queenside, if that's really what they're considering, we need to have an attack prepared for them on the queen side. How can we prepare a pawn break or an attack on the queen side? Magnus Carlsen is the goat of chess. Nobody's denying that. He is. Nobody's denying that. See you later, Ben. General, you're correct. So not a5, because that would just leave a big hole for their knight to hop into, but a6, a very sneaky move, which was Mikhail Tal was trying to scare him into not castling queenside. But guess what white still did? He's that guy. He castled queenside against Mikhail Tal to make it. Why is Mikhail Tal always getting into these war type of structures here? Why is he always doing this in chess? Like, every single opponent, either he's castling queenside or his opponent is castling queenside. And so now we got a game. And we need to figure out how to attack our opponent on the queen side as the black pieces. What are we doing? Now black plays b5. Do they play b5 right now or a little bit later? I guess that's the main question too. How can we bring more pieces into the queen side? And you know, we can do that, but we need to figure out the best way of coordinating the pieces. Dex, you're correct. So we got this next move, queen to a5. Somewhat attacking this pawn on a2. Remember, knights can go backwards, but just putting pressure on this pawn on a2 in this diagonal here. Just putting pressure. You won't take, but the pressure is valid. So after queen to a5, king to b1, usually when you castle queenside, it's usually always the best idea to do king to b1, unless your opponent attacks something, right? But it's usually always the best idea to do king b1 to protect all the pawns with the king instead of leaving this pawn helpless on a2. So after king b1, what do we do now? What's the play here? And we're trying to figure out the best moves for the black pieces. Hey Rebs, what's up? How you doing? Rebs fan is back. And thank you for the follow. Joel, thank you for the follow. Michael Van, thank you for the follow. And let's get to 10K likes again on TikTok. Let's start tapping the screen. And YouTube, let's get the likes up. I haven't been seeing you. I'm missing your comments. The more you comment, the better you will be. The more you guess the move and get it correct, probably the next game you play on chess.com, you're going to win immediately. d4, we are the black pieces, just to let everybody know. Knight to b6, knight g4, knight b6. Okay, I do get that. We do need to start opening up lines on the queen side though. And knight b6 is not opening up any lines. It's like, what are you threatening? Knight to a4? We need to open up lines to get more pieces on the prowl. How can we do that? I just won, so yeah, you need to trust this guy. Queen takes on e2, knight g4. LA, you're saying, all you people that is answering with question marks, remember, you got to be confident in the game of chess. And so answering with the question mark is not the best way how to play. But b5 is the best move that Mikhail Tal played. So after b5, we have knight to d5 in the position. Got knight to d5. Let me see. It went all the way to the end of the game. Okay. We got knight to d5 in the position. That's what they played. And white wanted a regular game. If you didn't notice, after knight to d5, no, where's the... I'm always losing this thing. I don't know why. Where do I put it? I'm always losing the dang stick. And I'm always like, am I tossing it somewhere? Did it roll off the table? I really don't know where it is. I completely. Oh, it was hiding. So now after knight to d5, this queen is threatening our queen on the a5 square. So we need to do something about this. We need to do something about this. What is the best move here for the black pieces? What do you think? Spring Archie? You seen this game? There's probably a lot of people that's seen this game before. A, nobody is dumb in chat. Losing a stick is a running gag on your. Yeah, I'm always losing it for some reason. I'm always is. 83, B4. All right. I like how y'all thinking. And I know we just went over like Boris Spassky's game. We went over Tigran Petrosian game. We went over a lot of people games that are very solid players. But now we're back to Mikhail Tal, the originator of aggression and attacking chess. And he did this move, knight takes on d5, sacrificing the queen on a5. He did knight takes on d5, and this is a brilliant move. And it's impossible to keep on playing in this game without taking the queen and seeing what Mikhail Tal had in mind here. And now it's your move. You sacrifice the queen. Good luck. Good luck trying to survive and play like Mikhail Tal. I know most of you should know about this game because this is a very popular game by him. What's wrong with trading queen? It is not a trade. You gave away your queen, 4 pieces, of course, and some initiative. Everybody plays chess differently. Our mind work is dope. Yeah, it's crazy. This is a Mikhail Tal game. What are we doing next here? Padre? Padre? Don't clip that. Anyway, we got this next move. You are right. Knight takes on e3. Knight takes on e3 here in this game. Attacking the rook on d1. Rook c1. And then what happens here? What happens after rook c1? Because we literally gave away our queen. So we need to be very exact about the moves that we want to play. What is the moves that we want to play here? Somebody got it right. I don't know how to say their username though. But knight takes on c4, and now we're attacking the queen again. We're attacking the queen again. But white knows that this is really bad for them. And after queen e1, only bad stuff is going to keep on happening. So he's trying to shut all the initiative down, and that's why white did rook takes on c4 in this position. And then black did b takes on c4, right? I'm not gonna let y'all guess that. Anyway, after b takes on c4, knight to c1, and then what was played next here? Where are the black pieces? We gotta mobilize our pieces, especially our major pieces, into still attacking the king on the b1 square because they still castle queenside. Just because we don't have our queen does not mean that we don't keep on going forward with our pieces. Y'all thinking c takes on d4? Good guess. We want to open up the diagonal sometime soon. But no, we want to develop the pieces that we have. We want to make sure that our pieces are living life on long long files, diagonals, and ranks. Okay? And that's why dabs, you're correct. Rook to b8, putting the rook on the long file, and now white can never take the pawn on c5 because of rook takes on b2 windmills. That's going to be happening if you know what that tactic is. If you don't, I made a video about it. After rook to b8, white took this pawn on c4, trying to defend the best way possible. Black did this move, what? What did they do? I'll let y'all guess that. The power of controlling diagonals and open files. Yes, sir. Rook b8. How are we going to keep on moving forward? We have actually a semi-winning position. Not exactly a full point yet, but we definitely do need to find the best moves for the black pieces. Because if we don't, we're just going to lose. And as a chess player, you need to hate losing. I'm sorry. If you want to win games, you gotta hate losing. To the certain point where you would do anything to win a game. Well, not anything, but you need to do anything over the board to win a game. Bishop takes on d3. We are the black pieces. We're trying to form our pieces to deliver a big attack on the queen side. Bishop takes on d4. Bishop takes on d4. That is opening up the fight. But we need to get more of our pieces into the game. Our bishop is already lighting up the diagonal. There's already tension here. We need to figure out what to do with these. These pieces aren't doing anything. And our opponent has an extra queen, so we need to be very precise on our movements. John, you're correct. So we got this next move, and this is a forcing move. Where's my forcing moves? Just to remind y'all, this is a forcing move. Forcing moves are checks, captures, and threats. Knight to b6 is attacking the bishop on c4. So after this, bishop to b3, they got to move it back. And then what do we got now? So now our pieces is a little bit more free after this move, knight to b6. How do we play next? We don't want to lose out on this opportunity of getting this free thread for black.
Let's go.
Andy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
Followed your channel.
Knight b6, f5. F5 does makes a lot of sense. Jacob, you're correct. So now we do bishop takes on d4 in this position. Not do it before we did knight to b6 because we could have lost the chance of doing knight to b6, threatening the bishop and like halting our initiative that we had there. The move order is very important. So after bishop takes on d4, they went super passive, and usually when you go passive, that means that's not really a good sign when your pieces aren't really doing anything. They're disorganized, and the queen went back to d2. He felt really anxious about what was going on here. So what happens next? You're Mikhail Tal. What do you do? What do you do first? And I'm going to give you out 30 seconds because you're probably not going to guess this move. But if you do, congrats. I will shout out your name if you guess this next move. Knight c4. Spring Archie, you're correct. Bishop g7. Spring Archie is correct. Bishop to g7 was this next move. Very solid and the best move of the position, bringing that bishop back out of the threat because we eventually want to push down the c pawn. So this is still an aggressive move. If we push down the c pawn with the bishop on d4, they could have did queen takes on d4. And we don't want to give away our most powerful piece in the position. This bishop is actually, if you think about it, chess isn't all about material or like piece count or whatnot. As a beginner, it's good to think about as a beginner, it's good to think about it like that. But if you're trying to become stronger, you got to think about it like this. Right now, this bishop is more powerful than any piece on the board because we're eyeing down the b2 pawn. And we're going to have tactics along the b file, especially after we move this pawn to c4 to get this bishop out of the way of the b2 pawn. Now, after bishop to g7, we have this next move here. Knight to e2. Because they can't really do much about our next move, which is what? What is our next move? Wyra, you're correct. They can't do anything much about c4. So when c4 hit the board, bishop to c2 happened. And then now we need to keep on doing the most precise move into the game so that we keep the threats going on and we're opening up more lines to the opponent's king on b1. This is very dangerous. And notice this too. We're the only one having fun and our opponent, like I've been telling you this whole weekend, our opponent has nothing going on the king side. We castled opposite sides of the board, and we're the only ones having fun, and our opponent is deliberating on like what they should do. They don't even have time to push up the h pawn up the board. They don't have no attack in hindsight, and they have a full queen. So what is the best move for white? SZ, you are correct. So c3, sacking this pawn. Very powerful move. They're not going to take this pawn at all because there's moves after knight takes on c3, knight to c4, attacking the queen, attacking the b2 pawn. The bishop is lighting up the diagonal, and that's why they had to do queen to d3, just to stop this move, knight to c4, from ever happening. So after queen to d3, we have what next? Who are you talking to? So you probably see a phone. So on Twitch, you probably see a phone right here. That's TikTok. I'm trying to look at like both cameras too. My bad. I'm trying my best. But we got a live audience here. That's all that matters. Knight to a4. Daniel, C takes on b2. You are correct. We're going to take this pawn. They gave it to us. We might as well just take it. B takes on c2. Knight to d4, they're trying to block our bishop, but our job is going to be to get more pieces into the attack. We want more pieces into the attack. How do we do that? What song is playing in the background though? I do not know. I can't hear it at all. How do we get more pieces to the attack? Because our knight is doing good, our rook is doing good, our bishop is good, but we're still not utilizing these pieces. Rook takes on d8. How is that? Y'all just be saying, if you're saying illegal moves, I'm not even gonna consider it a move. I'm just gonna skip it. Can't white use the black b2 pawn as a shield? He can, but that's why we need to target these two pieces. We need to get these two pieces out the way. Because remember, the bishop on c2 isn't a pawn. So that's not really a good defender. That's a very passive pawn at that present moment. It's not even a bishop anymore. And knight d7, interesting. Not knight to d7. I'm going to give y'all about, Spring Archie, you got one move correct, but you can't say two moves. You cannot say two moves. You got to be confident about one. Choose one. Either be wrong or be right. Okay, 15 more seconds is passing. Bishop e3. I get that, bishop e3, but do you want to give away the bishop, the light square bishop, for the knight? Because they are right. This pawn can be used for a shield if we give away our light square bishop. Yeah, stay peachy, you are correct. Bishop to d7 in Dilturge? I don't know what that means, but bishop to d7 is the best move in the position. After bishop to d7, they have to bring all their pieces to the defense, and after they do rook h to d1, how can we bring our last piece into the attack? Because we're the only one attacking. All they're focused on is defending. They just want to draw, but black showed them the power of all the other pieces. Like, they don't need a queen to deliver checkmate on the king on b1. Felix, you're correct. So we bring this last piece on the c file, and now things is about to get hectic because all of our pieces are mobilized, and white is gonna have to figure out how to defend. This is already a losing position for the white pieces. Bishop to b3 was played. After bishop to b3, what is our best move? We need to figure out the squares to poke around in the area of the white pieces. We need to figure out the squares to put our pieces on. What do we want to do? Because bishop b3, they're just trying to defend the best way possible. Rook c1. We can do rook to c1, but not now, because they can just recapture twice and then our attack will dissipate. We don't want our attack to dissipate. Bishop a4. Bishop a4, you're kind of going the right direction. We need to take away the defenses in front of the king on b1. And that bishop is actually doing a pretty good job defending the b file. So we do need to get that out the way. But bishop a4 is not the best way to do it. It's not the best way. Rebs, you are correct. Knight to a4, threatening knight to c3 or rook to c3. And that knight is protecting the pawn on b2 just in case if they wanted to capture next move. And so after bishop takes on a4, have to take it at that point because you don't want the knight to go to c3. Bishop takes on a4. And our bishops are knifing through the position. Knifing through the position. And they're trying to defend the best way possible. And they try to guard with this move, knight to b3. Our bishops are good along this diagonal, along the a4 to d1 diagonal. Our bishop is good along the g7 to a1 diagonal. Our rooks are good on the c file and the b file. What is happening? What is going on? Bishop a4. What's happening? What's the best move here in this position? How can we create more threats, more forcing moves? Captures, checks, checks, captures, and threats in that order. Baz, you are correct. Rook to c3. The bishop is defending the rook on c3. So they are not going to capture, but they got greedy and they captured this a6 pawn. They captured the a6 pawn. Fine, right? Now we need to demolish all the defenses on the king on b1. Because that knight is actually doing a pretty good job defending too. So what is the best move in this position? What do you think? Steven, thank you for getting that move too. I see you, man. Steven, you was right about knight to a4. Hey, that's a good job. Good job. Far AJ, you are correct. Bishop takes on b3. Might as well take that piece. Bishop takes on b3. A takes on b3. And guess what? This game ends in the next 3 moves. This game ends in the next 3 moves, but we need to figure out the best moves to play. What are the best moves to play? Do we recapture pawn or do we do something else in this game? Do we recapture pawn or do we do something else in this position? What's the point? Rook c1. Rook c1 is interesting, but they can still capture twice. And if they capture twice, they still have a full queen, and it might be a draw, but they do have a passed pawn on the b file, so it's probably not a draw. We can lose this very easily if we don't play the right moves. Daniel got it. Steven got it. Who else got it? Dang, everybody got it. Yeah, instead of doing rook to c1, rook b to c8, now we're threatening moves like rook to c1. And then the bishop would be defending the b2 pawn. And we're actually threatening mate in the position. With rook to c1, rook takes on c1, rook takes on c1, king to a2, and rook to a1. White is going to have to stop it. They did this move, queen to a3. So now, if they do rook to c1, maybe they can capture that piece like 3 different times, right? Maybe. But what do we do now? What do we do? Still checkmate, still checkmate. Checkmate. Yeah, so everybody got it. Congrats on all the title players in the chat. Y'all doing a really good job. So still, we do rook to c1. Who cares that the queen is on a3? Because after rook takes on c1, what's the next move? What's the next move, actually? What happens? John? Yeah, rook takes on c1. John got it in the chat. Rook takes on c1. And then if king goes to a2, what ends the game? What ends the game? And they resign at this last move, just to let everybody know. They resign. How would you checkmate? How would you deliver checkmate? Yeah, I honestly wouldn't even promote the pawn, even though I could. I would just do rook to a1 just to prove that I'm dominant in the position. Like, I do not need a queen. I sacrifice my queen, so I'm going to prove to you, I'm going to checkmate you and let you keep your queen in the position. And so this is, this is A good game by Mikhail Tal. And yeah, I'm glad that I was able to show y'all this. Now, this was my last lesson at Supernationals in Orlando, Florida. I do lessons like this all the time in my live streams. That's why I want all of you to follow and keep up with the lessons and the videos that I make. And so this was a fun time that we had this weekend. Very good. Thank you for all the follows. Appreciate it. Ivan, Caleb, and Ed, Dennis. Yeah, all of you. This was very fun. And I will be doing more lessons on my Twitch this next week. I do stream Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Central Time on regular time. But we was here, I was here at Orlando, Florida for this weekend, and it was really fun. It was a fun time indeed this weekend, okay? Now,
followed your channel.
Jim, thank you for the follow. My Twitch account name is H1Chess. So if you want to look at my Twitch account name, my YouTube name is Chess Knowledge with H1. And yeah, thank you to US Chess for having me here today. This was really fun. They provided the board, the room, and like just, dang, I wish I could show you. Actually, I probably could show you. Give me 1 second, right quick. Okay, I don't know. TikTok, you know what? Let me show TikTok first. Let me show TikTok first. The sound is gonna go off. After I show you, I'm about to get off the screen, okay? Let me show TikTok first, and then I'll show y'all. Look at all these people. Look at all these people. Supernationals. All these kids playing good chess over there, all right? So anyway, see you later on TikTok. I gotta show Twitch. Now. See y'all later, man. Okay, Twitch. Okay, let me show y'all next. All right. I don't know if you can. Is it still working? Yeah. Still working. Let's go.
Me _ Twitch followed your channel.
Look at that. Look at all those people.
ACO _ himself
Probably doesn't look
followed your
like a
channel.
lot because I'm in like a window. Let me see. Wow, that's super blurry. That's super blurry. This is so bad. Okay, that just got more blurry. There we go. Look at all those people. I had like a pretty good view. Pretty cool view. I know y'all shouldn't be this close. Y'all shouldn't be this close. Anyway. Dang, why is it so blurry? I don't know why it's so blurry. Oh, it's probably because, yeah, that's the reason why. Okay, cool. Anyway. All right. So, I don't know how to end this, but let's just end this with some games. Let's end this with some games, man. I can play a few people in some bullet. How about that? I could play a few viewers in some bullet. We can't see gang. Yeah. It's a lot of people over there. Let's do some bullet. Okay, cool. The desk is messy. I do get that. We don't gotta point that out. The desk is very messy. Okay, my chess.com account is H1Chess H1Chess on Twitch. Bro, got the chess penthouse. I know, right? Okay, who's first? I can play bullet matches for like 5 minutes. Play some bullet matches. Whoever wants to challenge me. I am waiting. I'll wait. We got like a 10-minute challenge. I don't know if I want to do a 10-minute challenge. Challenge me, brother. I don't know how to challenge y'all without your username. I don't see any challenges, so I'll try to refresh. Next lesson when? We can do a lesson tomorrow. Back on regular time. Actually, no, I'm coming in probably Tuesday. Most likely Tuesday. Because I'm flying out. I'm flying back tomorrow. All right, I don't see any challenges, so I am going to just play a match. I'm going to just play a match. I'm just gonna play a match just to end this off on a good note. Okay. Hopefully we can end this off on a win. What the best opening for white? There's no such thing as the best opening for anything. There's no such thing. Oh, gotta get that sound back. There we go. Yeah, we can just castle. This is bad. Or maybe it's not. It's most likely bad, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Dang, they're figuring out all the Grandmaster moves. Ah, crap. The one move I didn't see. No! All right, let's do one more. I wasn't playing fast enough either. Okay. Oh, no! No! What am I doing? Come on. Oh, I guess. Oh. No, I'm not fast. Not fast enough. Oh, that's not good. Oh, no. Quit. Hey, there we go. Got the win. All right. This was a good time, folks. We got a lot done today. The English is pretty good. Regular time, PST. So we're gonna be back on regular programming, Central Time, and yeah. Keep on fighting to the end, saying focus on chess and in real life too. Let's raid US chess on Twitch. See you later, YouTube.